Greetings, I'm Barrett and welcome to Meet Me at the Table. Today we're going to be diving into Nemesis Retaliation. We are going to be playing with a new expansion called the Neoflesh Cult. I did a playthrough of the prototype of this a while ago, so we're going to dive into the actual version and really experience this faction for in all its glory. It's going to be absolutely awesome. In this playthrough, I'm also going to be adding in the Xyrians expansion as well. This is going to add a small group of aliens that are going to either be helping or hindering us going through our missions. We're going to be playing two-player co-op in this particular playthrough, so we're going to draw a couple missions and see what we have. If you're interested in seeing another playthrough of the Neoflesh Cult and the Xyrian expansion, please go check out Dicing with Death. They do a great job in all of their playthroughs. I'll put a link to those playthroughs and their channel in the description of this video. We are going to start by doing a quick setup. If you're interested in seeing a more in-depth setup of Nemesis Retaliation, please go check out my other video I just posted. But this is going to be more of a setup for this particular faction and, of course, the Xyrians as well. So if you're excited to see if we can take on the Neoflesh Cult, then I need you to meet me at the table. Quickly going around the board, the board setup is exactly the same, but we're adding a few things to it. One are these body tokens here. These are tokens that are going to help encourage the mother brain to be able to be functioning and be part of the, I guess, slaughter of my guys. As we play through the game, our turn marker, when it ever reaches one of these points, is going to flip one of these over and add it to the queen area of the board. And when that happens, you're going to take the leftmost spot and place that here. This will give the queen more health that you're going to have to deal with before you can start drawing the queen cards. This particular faction's queen is not going to reach the board, or even the bag, I should say, until this token is placed down, because then you will be placing this into the bag. Once a token of the queen is placed into the bag, it is never removed from the bag. So we'll place this token back and put this one back on the board. Now, sadly, these body tokens can move up and down based on what the faction is able to do, and I'll go over some of that as we go through the playthrough. But the queen cards are shuffled up and ready to go. One of the unique things about this particular expansion is that the Neoflesh have more than one adult, but they don't have any drone ones. So all of these are very similar in power, but they all do different things, and there's cards for each of these different, I guess you could say, species of the intruder, and they're all going to be acting differently out on the board. We have the cultists up here. These cultists are basically the hive mind of this place. They interact with each of these, and they all have special traits for each of the different adults that are out here. These particular ones are not going to move, attack, or anything. They're just sending bio enhancements and things out to all the other species. Now, as you destroy any of the cultists, you're going to be able to choose one of these different cards here and flip it over. And when you do, that means that it has lost that particular ability. And there's ones for twitchlings, there's one for slashers, fire spitters, ironclads, and crawl mines, which are down here. And they all, like I say, do different things. This one is better at melee, this one's better at shooting, this one is more of a tank type character, and this one just explodes and ruins your day. And of course, the twitchlings are going to act like the larva, but they have their own unique rules that we'll be going through as we play through this particular Neoflesh Cult expansion. Moving over to the cards, there are a few things we have to get set up. First, we do have a new attack deck. The contamination deck is exactly the same. We do have a Xyrian activation deck, and now we do have some Xyrian events and the Neoflesh event deck. We're going to take one of these at random, and we're going to place that into the event deck of the Neoflesh. So we're going to mix that right into here. It does say that even though you can see the difference in color of what this is, because you can tell tell that that is a Xyrian event. There's no doubt about it. It's that they did say that that is totally okay. So we do have our event deck all set and ready to go. These two are then returned to the box, meaning that it does add for some variability when you do play this group. We do have the 3 exploration cards for the Xyrians. Those are going to be added to the exploration deck randomly, and we're going to mix this up as well. Now, the prerequisite to both of these decks being mixed is you cannot have a Xyrian card on top. You have to have one of the Neoflesh cards on top. So if this is not legal, we're going to keep on giving it a truffle shuffle till it is legal, and we'll put it down. All right, there you go. We got our exploration deck ready to go. There is a Xyrian phase card and a help card as well. We will be adding some extra steps to the help card as we go forward because we have one for them as well. One of them is the Xyrian phase. It does say to place that next to or on top of the event deck, so you remember to activate that before you do any of the event steps. The other cards up here are going to be used, and tokens are going to be used when this faction actually enters play, along with this token as well. This is something that's going to go into the bag, into our Nemesis bag as we start playing, and when we draw that out, certain things will happen with that Xyrian faction. And of course, we'll see all of that hopefully during the playthrough, though it's not guaranteed because the cards are randomly placed inside of these decks. At this point, we are now going to create our bag of death, our Nemesis death bag here. We are going to place the blank token into it. We're then going to add, I think it's 2 twitchlings and 3 random adults. We're going to take 2 twitchlings, and since you do see what these are supposed to be, it says you're supposed to grab them from the bottom and not really look. So we're just going to grab that one. We're going to grab this one, and we're going to grab the one that's on the bottom of this one as well. There we go. Those 3 are in there. I am not going to place the Xyrian one in there yet because it has not told me to. It will probably do that during the game. The final thing we have to do for setup for the game is draw, of course, our robot cards. So we'll just shuffle these up a little bit, and we'll place this one out over next to where the robot is. At this point, we are all set to start the game based on the setup of the game itself. Now let's check out our characters. The first character we're going to be using is the Recon Specialist here. I do want to mention that both the characters chosen today for this playthrough were voted on by my Patreon supporters, so they had a way of being able to influence the games that Colin and I play, and for this one, they were able to pick our characters that we're going to be using. We put a poll out, and these two got the highest votes, our Recon Specialist and the other one. I am going to shuffle up our pass cards. These are unique to the the Neoflesh expansion. We're going to see what number this person is. This is going to be character 2, so they're not going to be the first player, but I do have a gun for this particular character. This one says after shooting, you may spend ammo to shoot the second time at the intruder. All right, at that point, I need to put a ammo token on that card, and then we just need to pick 4 tactical belt slots. Before we do that, we get to look at our support equipment. But of course, before we do that, we also get to look at our new other character as well, and this is the Bioenhancement Expert. This is the other character that was chosen. We're going to put our dials to 7. She has a gun as well. It just says when you do a burst, deal 1 hit instead of 4, so it's not the best gun in the world. If she has her own set of cards here, and she is a Bioenhancement Expert. Hopefully she can really help us out here. She is, of course, the first player, and we do get to grab 1 more card for our characters. And those are located here in this deck, the support equipment deck. We're going to shuffle this up and see what we find. We're going to grab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards, and hopefully one of our cards is going to be awesome. We have the assault shotgun. Whenever you would be attacked by an intruder, you may spend all ammo from this weapon. If you do, deal 1 hit to that and prevent the intruder attack. We have a Gatling gun. Burst. After bursting, you may burst a second time at the same corridor without spending ammo. Place when you roll this symbol, you have to place a disabled marker on the weapon. That sounds like a winner. A drum mag rifle, no special rules, but look at how much ammo that thing has. Oofda. Then we got a flamethrower, burst and shoot. If you're in a section without oxygen, spend 1 oxygen to use this weapon. When I roll that or that, I have to place fire in our room. That's interesting. A bayonet. You may hold this item in the same hand slot as a ranged weapon. weapon. Whenever you would be attacked by an intruder, you may place a disabled marker on the bayonet to prevent the attack. Not bad. Sonic gun. Treat 3 and 4 as 2. It has no ammo requirement. It's heavy and it's a ranged weapon. Okay, and when I roll those, I place it on the, oh, that might be pretty good too. All right, we're putting that there. And then we have this. This is going to be just a utility vest. I'm able to have 2 more extra slots for anything. Gray means anything. Red is weapon. Green is the health packs. The purple is grenades and yellow is oxygen, and gray is anything. I can put anything. Okay, don't think these are the winners. I will say that there isn't really a bad one. I mean, for example, these 2 will never run out of ammo ever. This one, this Gatling gun looks so good. Bursting over and over. I think we're going to go with that. We're going to go with the Gatling gun for somebody. I kind of want to play 4 players now because all 4 of those are so good. I really want all 4 of these, but I can only take 1. Oh, this is for enhancement equipment deck is so good, which is funny. It's almost better than the stuff they started with. Of course, every character is different with what they originally start with, but oh boy. Okay. I think we're going to, okay. Oh man, so good. I think I'm going to give the utility vest to our bioenhancement expert, and I am going to give this Gatling gun. I think this Gatling gun is going to be really good. I'm going to give that to our recon specialist, and we're going to discard the rest of these, though. Oh my gosh, these are all so good. With that done and chosen, I now have to get out our co-op solo deck and give it a truffle shuffle. There is not one specific for the Neoflesh cult. This is the same deck that you get from the core game. We're going to see what our 2 objectives we have to do are. We have to a scientific sample. A character must escape from the facility carrying an egg from the nest in Section C. And yes, that can be done in the Neoflesh expansion. The nest is still there, and they haven't done anything to it. Entrance inspection. There must be no unexplored corridors in Section A. Okay, well, I'm usually pretty good at that. So we're going to put those to the side. Those are our 2 things we have to accomplish. Okay, here we are. I decided to take 3 oxygen and a health kit here for our bioenhancement expert because we already have 4 sets of bullets already for our guns. I think we're going to be okay with bullets. I say that now. Watch this. We're going to run out of bullets super fast. I get to shuffle up her cards and draw 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see what our character has. She has her chain of command card. Now, like normally about 5 of these are very universal cards, including the chain of command, the rest card, the secure card, takeover. Choose a character with a connection token in your section. Make the chosen character move, shoot, or burst, or as a reaction when a character with a connection token in the facility performs an action, cancel the action. Okay, and then we have adrenaline burst. You may spend oxygen to draw 2 cards, and each other character in your section may spend an oxygen to draw 2 cards as well. If they do, they gain a connection token if they don't already have one, which of course, as you could see by one of my cards, allows me to do things to that particular person. All right, that's pretty awesome. So that's this character, and our bioenhancement engineer is ready to go. Moving over to our recon character here, I have made an executive decision. I have decided to go with the drum mag rifle. The reason why is then, of course, I do have 4 sets of bullets for this character as well. I could have put 2 more sets of bullets onto that universal one, but that's going to take me actions just to move those tokens around, where this way I've already got 4 ready to go. Again, 2 oxygen, a grenade, and a health pack here for our recon specialist. And we'll draw up 5 cards and see what we get. We'll show you my good old truffle shuffle here and draw 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Here we are. We have our 5 cards. We have repairs, which is one of the universal cards. Secure is a universal card. Search is a universal card. Chain of command is a universal card, but taking aim is 1 for this one. Shoot or burst. You may reroll the first roll. You must accept the second one. All right, so that should help us blow things up. And before we start, there are 2 more things I want to talk about. There's an items deck and a status deck for the Xyrians as well, which are set over to the side that you may have saw earlier while I was talking about the body tokens. Those may come into effect or not. If you do ever get a status token or status card from a Xyrian, from what I understand, you can only ever have 1 of those. If you already have one, I think you take the next one, or basically you can only ever have 1. So if that happens, I'll explain what goes on with that. The other other thing I want to mention is that we are going to be using our lucky bursting die for this one. This is part of the expansion. It's an alternate burst die for Nemesis, which reduces the difficulty of the game. But if you do it, the rules for it are you have to use an extra action card to use the lucky burst die. So if I decide to burst, I would have to spend the card to burst and then another card, but then we can roll this die. And apparently this has a better chance of doing things. There's only one 1 on this and there's 2 4s. So it'll be kind of a fun die to roll around with because I'm not a fan of rolling 1s on this die. It's a bad thing. So we have the option of using it if we want to. With that, it's time to explore section A, and we're going to start by going down here with our Bioenhancement Engineer. We're going to draw an exploration card and see what we have found, but before we do, I do have to spend a card to move. I'm going to spend my Chain of Command card, and now I have to decide if I want to move and secure or if I just want to move. I think we're just going to move on down the road here. Oh, I forgot to put my connecting tiles. It's hard to move anywhere when you don't have tiles connecting to anywhere. So we got to connect these tiles all here. There we go. Our tiles are all nice and connected. There we go. That's my fault. I forgot to put those kids starting to go somewhere where you don't have a corridor, get it leading somewhere. All right, let's check out our exploration tile. It says here, place the ABC room, depending on the section. Then as a reminder, place a secure token if you're moving cautiously. And in effect, place 2 and 1 of these in the corridor you have just passed through. Then make a noise roll. Okay, we will do that. The first thing we have to do is grab our A rooms. We're going to give them a little truffle shuffle here. And we'll see which one we found. We have found this one, the surgery room. We'll place this right here, and we'll place some of these connecting tiles leading away from it. And it can be leading away from it all the different ways. I was actually hoping this would have gone to a dead end, but it did not, because now I have more places I have to explore in section A. I'm able to move into this room. Once we're there, I get to place a secure token. If I move cautiously, I did not. And now I have to place 2 fire spitters, which is what that symbol is here on this card. And then I have to place a crawl mine. No, sorry, not a crawl mine. I have to place a twitchling into the corridor that I just went by. We do have this fire spitters now on the board. In case you're wondering what they do, it says here that whenever a character would burst into a corridor with a fire spitter, that character loses 1 health for each fire spitter there. So bursting into that corridor is going to cause 2 damage to my character because stupid crow, the fire spitters, oh boo, those guys are terrible. All right, we're gonna put this here, and now I have to make a noise roll. And if I roll a 3, that's gonna be super bad. So I rolled a 4, and that's not as bad. I wish I rolled a 1, but I will put a noise token into 4. That resolves this card. It is done, and we're going to move into our second turn. And I am going to spend my rest card to burst into this room because there's 2 fire spitters. I'm going to take 2 points of damage, lowering my health by 2, and I'm going to flip this over, and my Gatling gun is going to fire into that room. I should actually say corridor, and we're going to use our rest card to do the burst. And because there's 2 fire spitters there, I'm actually going to use my takeover card as well to use my special super burst die. Let's see how this goes. I got a 3. Oh, that's fantastic. That's going to kill everything. Ah, boom, boom, boom. I love that. Okay. Now I could have bursted a second time if there was still something in there, but there's nothing there. So I don't have to worry about it. We were able to dispatch all of those bad guys in the room, which was super fun. And this burst die is super fun as well, especially since it's got all these neat little pictures all over it. All of these different space cat type things. Kind of all like the space cat stuck inside this die, which is kind of interesting. All right. That's the end of her 2 actions. We'll move over to our recon. He is going to move as well. And since I think they're both pretty good at moving, I am going to use my Chain of Command card to move him 1. We're going to move up this corridor here. We'll draw an exploration card and see what we have found. We have found ourselves use the room ABC, put a corridor reminder, place a token in the corridor. If there's a computer room, place 1 of the cultists. And then I have to make a noise roll. So we're going to draw our next A, B, or C card and see what we have found. We have found, or I should say tile, I apologize. The A card, we have found a drilling station. So again, I am not able to find any type of oxygen in this place. So that is going to go right there, which of course I did forget to tick down oxygen on my character, and I'll do that in a moment. I do get to put some other corridors out here, and they are going to go into 3 different directions here. 1 here. Wow, that room's got lots of corridors leading getting to it. One here. Then I get to put noise tokens down, which are going to be only in one section here. This one. Oh, but this room's broken. Malfunctioning drill station. That's okay. Now I do get to put a cultist into this room. So that's going to be placed right there because there is a computer there. Now I do have to make a noise roll. So we'll roll this up. We got a 1. So we're going to place a noise token here on number 1. And that's the first action for our recon specialist here. I don't think I'm going to need that room, so instead I'm going to use my repair card to shoot that guy, which means I'll put a cube on the, the cultist and roll the die. See what we get here. We got a 3, so that did not kill the cultist. And since our cultist is still active, it says whenever a character deals a hit or critical to a cultist, that character must make a noise roll. So we're going to roll up our noise roll and see what we get. We got a 4. That's going to put a noise token into this room, and that was his second action, which means I will lower his oxygen by 6. I've already lowered the bioengineer's oxygen to 6. I totally forgot to do that at the end of her first 2 actions. We're going to use our secure card to move our character down here. We'll draw our next exploration card and see what we have found. This one says place an A, B, or C depending on the section. It says if you're moving cautiously, put a secure token. If you're in a room with a computer, place a cultist there. An entrance effect, I'm going to resolve that on the card. Bad. Okay, I am going to, I have to draw an A, B, and C, so we'll start there. A is the only one left. I know what this is. This is our life support, which is fantastic. We'll place that down right there. It is all connected. At this point, I am going to, there is a computer in the room, so we do get to put a cultist in there as well, which is awesome, because I want to blow these guys up so I can get rid of some of the powers of the bad guys. Then I do not get to put a secure token in there, but I do have to resolve that. So we are going to look at the queen is off the map side of this. I do want you to know there is a queen on the map side. So we're on the queen off the map side right now. So we're going to resolve the danger symbol here. We'll take our Nemesis bag of death and destruction and bad things. We'll see what we have found here. The queen is off the map, so we're just going to draw a token out of here, and we have found a twitchling. A twitchling says place in the room 1 intruder of this type shown on the token, which is a twitchling. Now the back side of the token does show multiple symbols. This is if you're doing inside of the corridor, and it'll show you what to put out there. So we're going to take a twitchling and place it into our room. The only thing left to do is to place our corridor off to the side here of this one. I kind of wish that these would be I wish this would have been a dead end as well. Now the A section has a lot going for it. There are 3 rooms left to discover in the A section of this map, which is a lot. The other thing I need to do is put a noise token into this corridor. It was on the exploration card. We've got a lot of oxygen. I don't want my turn to end yet, so we are going to spend an oxygen going to 5 to draw 2 cards. We're going to draw 2 cards. There we go. We've got ourselves repair, and we've got neural connection. You may shoot or burst. Each other character in your section may shoot or burst. If they do, they gain a connection token if they don't have one already. And this is going to give our security person a connection token because he is going to spend 1 oxygen to draw 2 cards because he is in the same section. We're all in the A section. So we're going to draw 2 cards for him as well. We've got rest and scouting. Move cautiously to discover a room, or move through an unexplored corridor, then resolve an exploration sequence. Then for each item icon in your room, draw 1 of that corresponding, and you may keep 1 of them and discard it. That's kind of cool. All right, he is going to go down to 5 oxygen now. Now that was her second action, so she is going to go down 1 oxygen to 4. I just need to turn the oxygen on. But since it's not her turn, we're going to go back over to the recon guy. Now, the interesting thing about the Neoflesh cultists here, these cultists don't interact the same as the adults or twitchlings when it comes to performing actions. Anything that has to do with not being able to perform an action because an intruder is in the same place as you does not pertain to the neo-cultists. They basically are just sitting there motionless, I guess you could say, so they don't affect you. So I could go ahead and repair this. I could use this computer. I could use this room. I could do all these different things that you normally can't do because there's an intruder in the room. With that cultist, it's not going to matter to me. Now I am going to shoot the cultist, so I'm going to use a rest card to hopefully put an end to this guy. We'll roll our die, but first we're going to place down a token and hopefully destroy this thing. I got a, oh boy, I got a lose your ammo. After you shoot, you may spend ammo to shoot a second time. I'm not going to do that, but I am going to make a noise roll against this. See what I found? Uh-oh, we have a really big problem. We have to see what else is in the room with us now. This is horrible. This is really bad. I found, what is this? Oh, it's the blank token. That's awesome. I have to add 2 random adults to the bag. So I'll just grab them from the bottom of the stacks and throw them into the bag like that. That was actually awesome. All right. Now for our second action, I am going to use taking aim this time. I'm going to shoot this guy real good. We're going to put another cube down and roll our die and see what we get. We got a 4. Now, of course, I use my taking aim card, which states that after I shoot or burst, I can re-roll the first roll and hopefully get a better number. We're going to try a better die is what we're going to try. We're going to try this die instead. Oh, that die was so much better. Got a 3. All right, good. This guy is super dead. We were able to destroy this cultist. And we're going to place him up here on the dead cultist area, and this is going to potentially affect some of the event cards for this game. As the amount of cultists build up, the event deck, I believe, gets better for you. So you want to try to take these out. On top of that, I now get to choose one of these cards to flip over to prevent those from happening. And interestingly enough, these happen before anything else would happen. So for example, if I did decide to use this cultist one, if I took this cultist card and flipped it, the bottom of this would not activate. It says whenever you deal a hit or critical to the cultist, that person must roll a noise roll. If I chose that one, I would flip it over even before that noise roll happened. I'm not going to choose that one. Actually, I should choose that one. I'm going to choose that one. We're going to choose that one. I do not want to make any more noise rolls with those cultists. Those are his 2 actions, going down to 4. And it's time to see if we can take out one of these cultists. If I wanted to shoot the Twitchlings, they act different than normal larvae from the Prime Bloods. These are not going to go onto your cards. Their only mission in life is to try to bring biomatter back to the queen to help power her up and get her ready for action. So I'm not too worried about this thing right now. And if I tried to shoot it at this point, it is not like a normal larva. It doesn't just take 1 hit and it dies. And that is because, of course, its card is still active. It says in a room where you deal hits are like an adult. So until I'm able to remove that from the Twitchlings, they are a little bit tougher to take care of than the normal larva. I am going to spend my repairs card to hopefully destroy this cultist. And because we've removed its ability, I'm not going to be rolling noise rolls when I shoot it, which is super good. So we're going to roll our dice, see what we get here. We've got a 4. It didn't do anything. I'm going to shoot again with my neural connection. Now, I don't think I have anything super cool with her to shoot with. So we're just going to put another one there and hopefully get a 2 or a super dead thing. Oh, I got a 5. That's not even close. All right, that is the end of the 2 actions for her, going down to 3, and then I'm just going to tick the oxygen down to 2 because she is going to have to pass next turn. She has no cards. Now I have a dilemma with my recon specialist here. I do want to move into a new room with him, but the top of the exploration deck is one of the Xyrians, and I have no idea, of course, what that's going to be, and I'm wondering if it's better to move down here where I'm closer to my enhancement expert, or should I just keep trying to explore and move up there, and then she'll have to come back around into this area? I think it's probably best to move down into here. Just because it's more centralized, we have a better chance of understanding what's going to happen. I think that's a better way to do it. I am going to spend my scouting card. I'm going to use this, move through an unexplored corridor and resolve an exploration sequence. Then for each item icon in your room, draw 1 item of the corresponding type, and you may keep 1 and discard the rest. We're going to use that to move. We're going to move down this corridor here. We are going to draw our next exploration. Like I said, it is one of the Xyrians, so we'll see what happens here. We have found something following me. Place a token in the room you are moving from. Add the Xyrian token to the bag. Remove this card from the game and resolve the next exploration. Okay, interesting. So I am going to put one of these tokens into the room that I was just in. That is what they call a trace token, and it's going to come into effect as the game progresses with the Xyrians, I believe. Now, I cannot interact with that token in any way. It's mainly to show where the Xyrian will be placed when the token is drawn from the bag, which of course we are now going to drop into the bag. So we're going to take our Xyrian token, put it in there. So now we have a Xyrian, there's a whole bunch of stuff in there. That's super awesome. Super pumped. Remove this from the game, and then we're going to draw our next exploration card. This is not a Xyrian one. All right, our exploration card is going to be place an A, B, or C depending on the section you're in. Then if there's a computer again, I get to place another cultist. Entrance effect, close all doors around this room, and then I have to make a noise roll. Since there are no A, B, or C's left, I will just take one of these question mark ones and we'll shuffle them up a little bit here, and we'll draw one of these out of this little stack of awesomeness here. See what we have found. We have found ourselves a sprinkler control room. All right, we'll set him right there, orientating it just like that. This map's all starting to connect. I love the way this game just kind of comes together. We are going to place a couple corridors down. We're going to place one here, and we're going to place one here. We can do that because we have yet to find these particular rooms. It's of course on fire, which is super awesome. We'll put that here. Then we'll move this person down. There is a computer in here. Oh my gosh, we're getting so lucky with this. I'm going to place another cultist in here, and the cultist is going to be burning. That's going to be awesome. Oh wait, I don't think they can burn. Darn. We'll talk about that when it comes to their turn here. Then I have to close all doors around this room and make a noise roll. There are two doors. There's one here and there's one over here. These are going to be closed. At this point, I am now going to make a noise roll, it says, when I enter this room. So we found a 4. A 4 is going to be nowhere. There's no 4 here. Well, that's pretty awesome. All right, that's the end of that card. Now we're going to finish off our scouting card, which means I get to draw an item from our items deck here. So we'll give those a quick little truffle shuffle. I don't think I forgot to mix these up when I set the game, so I'm just mixing them up now. We'll take that one there. Then we'll take our item deck. We'll draw, or not into that medical deck here, I guess you could say. We'll give that a truffle shuffle, and we'll draw one card from that. And we get to choose one of these 2 cards to keep and remove the other one. I could either get a fire extinguisher. Are you kidding me? That is perfect. I need the fire extinguisher. Or a medical stapler. Discard a serious wound and restore 2. Nope, we're taking the fire. Oh, the fire extinguisher is heavy. That means I'd have to discard a weapon that I have. You know what? I think I'm okay with getting rid of my assault rifle. We're going to get rid of the assault rifle to put our fire extinguisher in there. And at this point, I am going to use my secure card to use the fire extinguisher to get rid of the fire in my room. At this point, I'm going to, that my second action. We're going to go down to 3. Then I'm going to go down to 2 by using my search card to shoot this guy. And then I'm going to pass, going down to 1 oxygen. We'll roll our die here. I don't think it's going to do it. There's only, I think, a 1 in 8 chance of me actually taking this guy. Oh, I got the big critical hit. Oh, I'm so good. Look at that. I got the guy. He's super dead. Oh my gosh, what a lucky shot. There was a 1 in 8 chance, I think, on this die that I could have even done that. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, 1 in 8. Oh my gosh, that's so good. My guy is super lucky. All right, that's fantastic. We killed another one. So we'll place it right here. And at this point now, I can get rid of another power from these guys. So quickly going over what we have, the slasher, if it attacks and causes any damage or a serious wound, it attacks again for a second time. We've seen the fire spitters, they attack or do 1 damage before you're able to burst against them. This one can explode. Whenever a crawl mine is killed in a room, draw 3 intruder attacks if a boom card appears. I'm going to be taking damage. Now the ironclad is like a tank. The way this works is if it's in a corridor, it takes 2 in order to kill. And if it's a room and I kill it, it is actually repelled instead. I'm going to get rid of that one. I want all these to be able to be killed just boom, done. Here's a little panned out view to show you kind of how our first turn went. I think it went very, very well. All right, I'm pretty excited about this. Let's move into their turn now. We have completed our player phase. We're going to flip this over. It says that the intruder phase, the first thing is intruders burning. These bioflesh cultists, nothing burns. They will never take damage from burning unless there's something other than their base rules that make it happen. The next one is the intruder's attack. We do have an intruder that's going to attack, and then the twitchlings are going to activate. This twitchling right down here is going to attack. Now, like I said, they're different from the larva from the original core game. The Prime Bloods are going to infect you, but these do not. Their only goal is to bring biomatter back to the queen. So instead of actually doing damage and attacking and sticking to our bodies and stuff, all we're going to do is draw a contamination card, add it to our discard pile. Then we're going to move into our Twitchling activation. That's the third part of this one. Twitchlings, again, like I said, want to get back to that queen. So they're going to move to the closest unexplored corridor. If they're in an unexplored corridor, when they're told to activate, they will run off the board, and we will move the body tokens up one on the time track so that it becomes closer for those queens to come into play. We'll move into the event phase, where we're going to start with this card here. This one states resolve a Xyrian phase before drawing an event card. If any Xyrian are on the map, resolve one activation. Add the Xyrian token to the bag. If there is more than one Xyrian in any room, replace the least injured one with a trace marker. So then that is not going to happen. I'm going to set that aside. We're going to draw our first Neoflesh event and see what has happened. Long range defense protocol. No Twitchlings move during this step. All enemies in corridors with the fire splitters move. Then all in rooms are going to move. If there are 3 or more still alive, and there are 3 or more, I did not get one of them killed. If the lander is on the 14th slot of the round tracker, remove it from the game. Otherwise, move the lander down the round track by 5, but no farther than the 14th slot. Are you kidding me? Shuffle this card back into the event deck. Wow, that is something else. So this is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4 down to here. I'm never going to get that thing to land on our air in the landing zone. We're going to probably have to find a different way out of this place. And at this point, we will shuffle that card back into our event deck and give the whole deck here a good old truffle shuffle. I always kind of do it sideways when I know there's cards in here that I would know what they are. And we'll put this back out onto the card area there. That's it. Wow. The next step we have to take care of is our bag development steps. So we're going to draw a token out of our death bag here. And see, we found the Nemesis bag of death. We have gotten ourselves a, what is this? Is this the crawl mine? Or is this the, no, this is the tank one. All right, we found no, this is a crawl mine. Okay, we found a crawl mine. Fantastic. Oh, just to add 2 random Twitchling tokens to the bag. All right, well, let's take 2 Twitchling tokens here and place them right into our bag like that. We're never going to find the Xyrians. There's too many tokens in there. This person is now the starting player, so I'll give the starting player token to that person there. We're going to draw 5 cards for that person. 1, 2, 3. We're going to shuffle these up, and of course, yes, I'm sure you've realized this as well. I did decide to keep the fire extinguisher, even though I'm in the sprinkler control room, where I could have just used the room to get rid of the fire token, but that's okay. We can maybe use this in other rooms too. So these are going to go back over here. These are the draw pile here. All right, we got shoot first. This sounds great. Move through an empty corridor. You may shoot or burst at any point of that movement, even before movement or right after intruder attack. That's fantastic. Demolition. Sprint. Move. Then you may spend an action to move again. Command, chain of command, and then we also have repairs. Our bioenhancement expert is going to draw 5 cards. We have gotten slower metabolism. You may lose 1 health to gain 2 oxygen. Each other character in your section may lose a health to gain 2 oxygen. That's super good. If they do, they gain a connection token. Oh, I forgot. I should give this guy a connection token. He's supposed to have a connection token because we did do the draw the cards thing. Demolition, destroy something. Then we could search. Then we're going to shuffle these up. We're going to gain 2 more cards. Now remember, if you're playing semi-co-op, having those tokens might not be the best thing for you, because this bioenhancement person would have a little bit more control over that particular character. But in the co-op version, it's not the end of the world. Oh, contamination, that's sweetness. And we got secure. First thing I'm going to do is use my repairs card to activate my tactical belt. Now, when you do activate your tactical belt, you're able to choose any amount of tokens you want to use at that time and use them. So since we're down quite a bit of oxygen, I'm going to use both of my oxygens. 6 oxygen, bring it back up to 7, which is going to be fantastic. We need to get that back up. I'm not going to use the other 2 because I'm fully healthy and I don't need to have anywhere to throw a grenade right now. Now it's time to get moving. I'm going to spend my sprint card to move and then spend 1 oxygen to move again. We're going to go down to 6, and I am going to tick it down to 5 because those are my 2 actions for the round. I'm going to move here, and then I'm going to move up to here, but we do have to do a noise roll right there to see what happens. We got a 3. which is going to place noise into this corridor over here, but we are still going to be able to move up to that room there. We'll draw an exploration card and see what we have found. We have found a place, a secure token. If there's a computer, place another cultist, and then I have to resolve that evil danger symbol, and then remove this from the game. We'll take our next question mark room, and we have found the pressure control room. I can move an intruder anywhere in the facility. All right, well, we're going to put it right there, connected there. That is going to open up this. I'm going to remove that from the board, allowing us to see what robot we have. We have a military robot. Move the military robot once, or choose a corridor adjacent to the robot and roll a burst die. Deal hits equal to the result in that corridor and place, but if I get that symbol, I have to place a disabled token on the robot. That's awesome. I can't believe how lucky I am. It does have a computer, so I'm going to put another cultist into this room. I'm going to move into that room, and then I have to resolve the danger effect. And I have to place another corridor right there. Let's grab our bag and see what we have found. Let's shuffle this up real good and draw out a token. We have drawn this token. We have found a twitchling. There's a twitchling inside our room. So we'll grab one from the supply and place it down right there. Okay, time to take this guy out. I'm going to start by using my demolitions card to shoot this guy. We'll place down a token on him. And we are going to be using our personal defense weapon. I should mention that. I should be telling what weapon we're using. The Gatling gun, I guarantee you, is only going to be used for bursting, and I've got the other one for in the room shots. Four did not kill this thing. That makes me sad. So I'm going to have to shoot him again. We're going to use our secure. We're going to use that card to attack again. We're going to put another token down. I need a 4 or less. I got a 2. Person's finally dead. All right, that's another one of these guys dead. We'll place this up here. We now have 3 dead cultists, which makes me triply happily person. At this point, I think I'm going to get rid of the slasher. We're going to get rid of that one's ability just because it can attack twice, and that sounds super bad. Sadly, my plan did not go completely as planned. I was hoping to attack once and then use my cards to activate the life support in this area, but no, that did not happen, so I'm losing 1 oxygen. And in my reign of terror, I'm going to continue my attacks. I'm going to spend 2 cards to shoot this thing twice. We'll start with 1 and hopefully kill it with just the 1. Of course, there's a 1 in 8 chance. We'll see how this goes. Nope. So we'll shoot it again. We'll roll our die and see what we get. We got the critical symbol. That's another dead guy. The cards I used were Chain of Commands and Demolition. So boom, 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 boom. This guy's super dead. I'm going to place him right here. Look at this. We have killed, oh my gosh, I've never ever seen this many dead cultists. Oh, nothing. You know, I'll tell you, a good cultist is a dead cultist when it comes to these Bioflesh faction here. The ability we're going to get rid of this time is the Crawl Mine one. I don't want these things exploding on me. That'd be horrible. Those were 2 actions, so we're going to go down to 4 oxygen. And now it's time for our bioengineer to spend 2 cards, the secure card and the slower metabolism, to use the room action, which is now going to turn on our life support in this section. Oh my gosh, can't believe it took us that long to get it up and running. Now, I don't think it's going to be worth shooting at that twitchling, so I'm going to just pass with my scout. He's not going to lose any oxygen anymore because we do have the oxygen on. I did notice that I have this in the wrong direction. It should be that way. That's my fault. Before we move into the next step, I am going to discard my contamination card. And at this point, we are going to check to see if intruders attack. There is going to be an intruder attack. That's the twitchling. I'm going to grab a contamination card and stick it into our recon's discard pile. Then we're going to activate all of our twitchlings. This one is going to be moving into an unexplored corridor. And this one's going to be moving off the map. Because of that, all of these body tokens are going to move up 1. When you do play the Bioflesh expansion, the body tokens start on 8, 11, and 14. So when they start moving up, they're getting closer to that round token. And right now we're on round number 2. I did forget to move that at the end of the round, and just to make sure I don't, since for camera filming purposes, I'm already over here, we're just going to jump to the move that token down part. Moving into the event step, we are going to start with the Xyrian phase, and I believe there are no Xyrians on the map, so we're going to put this to the side and just draw an event card. We have found part of the cult. No twitchlings move during this step, and that's, I think, it's going to be on every card. It's just to remind you the twitchlings have a separate activation. Then it says all intruders in corridors with fire spitters are going to move. Then all the other ones are going to move if one or more are still alive. Really? There are one or more still alive. That's all that would have happened. There's only one alive. Place a fire in the room with the robot, and then each character in a room with the robot loses 2 health. Place a disabled marker on the robot. Oh, barf. All right, and then we're going to place noise in each unexplored corridor without a noise token. I'm going to do this right. In the last playthrough, I did not do this right. I put noise, I resolved noise in every corridor, and there were things everywhere shooting, trying to kill us. All right, let's take care of this card. First thing we have to do is put a fire token in here. I'm also going to put the top of this robot on because he looks super awesome. Now, of course, this is from the terrain pack. He has the one for each of the robots. Look at that robot with the big, huge, look at the 2 Gatling guns. Looks like having sentry guns from like aliens in the corridor. Lucky for me, I was not in that room, so we're just going to put a disabled token on the robot. And then I'm going to place noise in each unexplored corridor without a noise. So this does not have a noise, this does not have a noise, that does not have a noise. Those are unexplored corridors. This is an unexplored corridor as well. But I don't think I placed it there because there is already a intruder there. I could be wrong about that. Now, I did get a question about this. I believe that when this is unexplored, that's when you don't place noise tokens down. But while it's explored now, this token, I believe, is removed. It says when the room is connected to the hibernatorium, reveal the robot card. Robot now be activated, then discard this token. So now that this is there, we discard the token. So any rules on this are going to be gone, which means we are putting noise in these corridors now. But at the beginning of the game, there are none that can be placed there. Moving down to this section, we have 2 without noise. So we are doing well, but now with all this noise out here, there's a pretty good chance we're going to start seeing some of these really bad intruders. At this point, we'll move into our bag development steps. So we'll just draw a token out of the bag. There's a lot of tokens in here. Let's see what we have found. We have found a token that symbolizes one of the adults. So we're going to put 2 Twitchling tokens into the bag. We'll pass our first player token to our Bioenhancement Expert. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get 5 cards here. We have Chain of Command, Takeover, Neural Connection. You may shoot or burst, okay, and Repairs, and Adrenaline Boost. Oh, we got a lot of really fun cards. The Scout is going to grab 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I should say only 4 more because we already have 1. I decided to keep that card. We have Scouting, Take Aim, Secure, and Search. That's awesome. And at this point, we'll move into turn 3. I think we're doing okay. There's a lot of noise out here, though, so we have to be careful. Hopefully, we don't trigger too much. The first thing our Bioenhancement Expert is going to do is discard Chain of Command to activate our Tactical Gear tokens. We're going to use pretty much all of them. I'm going to use 2 oxygen and my health kit to bring my health back to 2, and I'm going to get 6 oxygen, bringing my oxygen back to 7. That was the use of all 3 of my tokens. I think that's a pretty good use of those tokens. The next thing I am going to do is I am going to move by spending repairs. Oh, I don't want to keep repairs. I might want to keep repairs. No, we're going to use it. I'm going to discard repairs to move down that corridor. And at this point, we will draw our next exploration card and see what has befallen our Bioenhancement Expert. It says here, place in a room A, C, B, or C. Now, we don't have any of the A, B's, or C's, so we're just going to place a question mark room right down here. We have found ourselves the shelter. Now, I played this wrong in my last one. This permanently has one of these. It's not that I place one into it. It doesn't place a secure token. It is permanently secure, which is awesome. Continuing with our card, we now reminder to view our secure token. We didn't do that. So entrance effect. We're going to place 2 of our ironclads and 1 of our twitchlings in the corridor you have just passed through. Then make a noise roll. All right. Oh, and we do have a corridor going off in this direction, which is fantastic. Now, there can't be a corridor going off in this direction down here because this is off the board. And we can't put one going this way because this room is already discovered. So we're going to put this one right down there. We are going to place a noise token on that corridor, and then we're going to make a noise roll. Oh, but first we're going to do this. We're going to put our enemies down. Now, I believe that's going to remove this noise marker because we now have some of our enemies in that room. Hopefully we don't roll something really bad. We rolled a 2. That was really bad. We're going to remove this one because that would place our second noise marker into corridor 2. And we are going to draw into our Nemesis bag of death. We're going to mix it up a little bit, shake it up. There we go. And we're going to draw our hand right in there and pull out a token. We have found a Twitchling, but on the back is all we care about. Another Ironclad and a Twitchling. We have found the Ironclad Twitchling like party room. Here it is right down here. This was their party room, and that's where they are now. So we have to shoot them so they no longer get to be in the party room. I'm also going to discard this card. That's the end of her turn, and she's in a place with oxygen, so I don't have to worry about losing any. Moving over to the recon, I'm going to discard my search to move into this room. Even though it's burning, I'm not too worried yet. And I am going to roll my noise die and see what I found. I got a 1, so that's going to place a noise marker into the corridor that I came from. At this point now, I am going to use my secure card. I am going to discard that secure card to use my fire extinguisher to discard a fire marker in that room. So there's no fire marker in the room. That's fantastic. Oh, this has been found. I'll put this up like this. Okay, we're good. Our inventorium is good to go. Now, I don't have any oxygen in this area, so I'm going to have to lose 1 oxygen going down to 3. Now I want to start going this way, so I think we're going to start bursting into some of these areas here. I am going to spend adrenaline boost in order to burst into there with my Gatling gun. Our Gatling gun is going to discard the half-used ammo clip, and we're going to roll our die. Now I'm not going to use the super special die. I'm just going to use this die. We're going to see how this goes. We got a total of 1. We got a 1. That's fantastic. No, it's not. Now the good news is we have already gotten rid of the Ironclad's ability. Otherwise, that would have been for naught. Because if he was in full power here and I was bursting into a corridor, it would take 2 hits to kill him. And since you can't place red cubes on intruders in the corridors, that would have done nothing to him. But he doesn't have that power anymore. So we were able to shoot him. And our Gatling gun allows us to burst into that corridor a second time without using any ammo. And I'm a magic 1s everywhere. I don't even know why I use that die. This die is the Bad News City die. I'm going to move next with my next card. Oh, wait, I got a better plan. I am going, oh, should I just burst into this place too and kill all of them? No, I think I'm going to move. I'm going to spend my card to move into that next section. Let's draw our exploration card and see what we have found. We have found ourselves place a question mark room, and this one's on fire and it's broken, and I'm going to take damage because this is my second action. This is why you never walk into a room with your second action. Oh, that's so funny. Okay, we're going to grab a question mark room and see what it says. Hopefully it says this can't be on fire. It says, nope, it says decontamination room, you can totally be on fire. I could use an action or discard all my action cards and spend 2 oxygen to remove all contaminations from my deck and discard pile without scanning. Well, that's something I could do, but I'm not going to. We're also going to place down some new corridors here. We've got 2 corridors going off this room. One is going in this direction, and one is going to be going off in this direction. That is where these 2 cards are going to go. Now, the next thing we have to do is look at our entrance effect as I come in. Oh, wait. First, we got to put down the on fire and the disabled token. And this one says, entrance effect. Close all doors around this room. Make a noise roll. Remove this card from the game. Okay, we'll remove this one from the game. Now I'm going to slam down more doors. We've got 2 more doors here. 1 here and 1 here. These go slamming down, which actually kind of helps because these guys can't get to me now. I do have to make a noise roll now, which is super fun. We'll roll our noise die and see what happens. Oh, was I supposed to put any noise in any of those corridors? I should probably check my card. Yes, I am supposed to put noise in this corridor right here before I discard the card. I'll put it right there. Now, we're not playing on super hard mode, or it'd be a 1 and a 2 could activate that one. Instead, we got something that's off camera, so we got a 2. There is a 2 back here, so I will put some noise in that corridor there, and that's the end of that card. Also the end of 2 actions, and since I'm a burning room, I'm going to take 1 damage, and I'm going to take 1 of my oxygen down too because I am not in the A area anymore. But good news, in case people are keeping score at home, we have completed our first objective. There must be no unexplored corridors in Section A. And I think we're not. We're not done with that yet. I am a complete failure. I was thinking unexplored rooms, which would be right here, but we have to go to here and here. Once we go to these 2 rooms, I no longer will have any unexplored corridors in the A area. So I have to have this guy walk down here. She has to walk up here. Once that's done, we've completed objective A. Now we just have to get an egg and get out of there. Oofda. We also have to find the nest. So do I move down here, obviously almost completing this objective without any problem? Or do I have our recon guy go towards the nest and then slowly move my other character kind of up that way. It would take quite a while. It'd take 1, 2, 3, 4 rooms to get over here. Unless, of course, I go back into the B section and maybe find an alternate path for movement just to get there. Now, of course, he could find the nest and come back through this room. That's my other option here. This is such a tough decision. I think we're going to move. I'm going to use my scouting card. We're going to move through an unexplored corridor and resolve an exploration sequence. Then for each icon in the room, I'm going to draw one corresponding type and keep one and discard the rest. So we are going to move into this direction, going to the C area. I am going to draw my next exploration card, and if I would have noticed anything, okay, we're going to back this up because my exploration card is that. Oh, well, you know what this means? This means it's probably just telling me to put down another token. I don't know though. We'll find out. It says here, something's following me. Place one trace token in the room you are moving from. Add a Xyrian token to the bag. It's already in there. Remove this card from the game and resolve the next exploration card. So we are going to have to do the next exploration card, but I'm going to put a trace token in there. Here's our new exploration card, and we have found place an A, B, or C room. Okay, so one of these is the nest in theory. There's 4 of them. So we're going to shuffle these 4 up just like that. Give them a good old truffle shuffle. We're going to draw one and see what we have found. We have found ourselves an escape shuttle. That's not bad. We'll put that right there. We're going to place a corridor down off to the side because that's what our card says. We'll place this one right there. I can't place one going that way because that can't happen. There is a fire in the room, but that's okay. I've got a plan for that. We're going to move over there. If there is a computer, there is not. Oh, we could have killed the last one. Instead, we're just going to make a noise roll as we enter. So we're going to have to complete this before we can do our search from what I understand. We'll do our roll. We got ourselves a 3. We're going to place a noise. Oh, there's already a noise there. So we're going to have to put a second noise in that room. There's a noise token already in this room. So we're going to place another one. Let me show you. Right down here, it comes with the card. So we're going to place our second one. So that means we're going to discard the 2 noise tokens and draw from the intruder bag. Resolve this in a quarter. Let's see what we have found. We have found ourselves a Twitchling and a, was that, is it a crawl mine? It is a crawl mine. So we're going to put a crawl mine there and another Twitchling just like that. Now that's my first action. I do get to resolve this. I get to grab a item from both of these cards. We have found a antiseptic. Remove a contamination card from my hand without scanning it, or we can do an exploring drone. Resolve an exploration sequence for a neighboring room without moving there. Do not resolve the entrance effect. Well, that's not bad. Actually, I think I'm going to keep this one. That might be really good. And it is a card facing in this direction, so it can go in my backpack and doesn't cost me any weight. We're going to discard this one, and I believe that's going to be all we're going to do for our first action. Our second action, we're going to have to discard that. We have to get rid of that fire in the room. So we're going to play Shoot First. We're going to use our Shoot First card to activate our flamethrower to get rid of that token. We are going to lose 1 oxygen, going to 2 because we are no longer in a quarter. That's nice. We're going to discard our Twitch token, or sorry, our token that we pulled out of the bag. And I think that's about all he gets to do. We're going to remove this one from the game. Nope, we just discard this one. Just gets discarded. And just to keep, for people keeping score, there is a Xyrian one on top again, which is pretty cool. I have 1 card left with my Recon Specialist. Now, I don't have a way of getting rid of that flame in this room, so I'm just going to use my Takeover card, and we're going to move into this room so that I'm not next to this flaming room anymore. That's Bad News City. So we're going to draw our next exploration card, which is another Xyrian card. This one says, it says something's out there. Place add Xyrian token to the bag. It's already in there. After resolving this exploration, place 1 Xyrian and the available alliance token in the room you are moving to. Then remove this card from the game. Oh my gosh, so he's going to be, they're going to show up. Okay, so we're going to, I think that remove this card from the game, resolve the next exploration. So we're going to resolve the next exploration. Please don't be on fire. It's okay, it's not on fire, it's just busted real good. I get to put an A, B, or C. We don't have that. If there's a computer there, close all doors. This room, make a noise roll. Okay, so I'm going to draw another question mark room. We have found the technical corridor, which is kind of cool. I cannot secure this area. That's what that means. We'll place it right here in our map here. This is kind of cool. So we put this here. We're going to move in there. We're going to place another corridor in both. Oh, wow, it's going in both different directions here. We're going to place one in these 2 directions, one here, and we're going to place one here. Wow, it's very rare to just see them like all over the place like this. All right, we're going to put a noise token in here, this is disabled right there. Then I think that's about all that's there. Okay, we're done with the card, except we have to make a noise roll. There is no computer. Let's make a noise roll and see what happens to our brave person here. Hopefully nothing. We got a really bad symbol. All right, we're going to draw that token, and that's going to be in the room with us. This will be awesome. Let's see what we found. We found the Xyrian token. Oh, that's absolutely hilarious. So when you draw this token, there are some things that you have to do for the Xyrian expansion. This will be super, super cool. I'm super excited about this. So the first thing we have to do is if there are Xyrians on the board, there are at this point no Xyrians on the board. So there aren't any here. There is about to be one there, but it does say we have to resolve the exploration card first, and I'm fully resolving this exploration card first. Then, after that is done, we're going to replace each trance token with a Xyrian model, and then we're going to discard the Xyrian token. So we're going to get this and discard the Xyrian token, and we are going to place a Xyrian character in each room with a trace marker. So these are going to go into the rooms with the trace markers here. Those two are up there. And then we're going to resolve this card, which states that after resolving the exploration card, place a Xyrian in the available allegiance token in the room you are moving to. Remove this card from the game and resolve the next exploration card. So we're going to put this here, and we're going to put the available allegiance token there, which is this card here. Any character in a room with an available allegiance token may perform the following action. Discard the available allegiance token and one action card to gain this card. Now, sadly, I don't have any cards left to discard, or I would do this, and I have to remove this from the game, I bet. The rest of the card did say I did have to close doors to this room. There aren't any doors in the room, so the only thing left to do is lose one oxygen, because I am technically in the B section of this facility. And having only done one action, I can use the second action to pass, so she's done for the turn. He has one action left. He is going to spend his take aim card to shoot or burst. You may re-roll the first roll. You must accept the second one. So I'm going to spend that and half of my action in my drum mag rifle, which doesn't have any extra rules. It just holds 3 clips of bullets, which is out of control. We're going to roll our vile die of death here that never seems... Oh, I got a 2. I'm not going to re-roll that. That's just fantastic. I am going to destroy both of these intruders in that room. Oh, that 2 was so good. Oh, clutch to it when I needed it most. Sadly, he's going to go down to 1 oxygen. I wish I would have maybe stopped and grabbed the oxygen off of the robot. That would have been super smart. But sadly, I was not. That's going to come to the end of our turn. We are going to check our card here. The intruders attack and Twitchlings activate. Oh, there is a Twitchling. We should activate both of them. This Twitchling can move 1, 2, and out of the area through this door here, or it can go 1, 2, 3, and out any other places. It's going to be moving in this direction. So it's going to go here, here, and then out. That's its plan, unless a shorter route appears. If this room wasn't here, let's say, it would have gone back around in that way. These guys are not going to move. It's just a Twitchling phase. They might move during the event phase. Now we get to come back to our event phase here. The event card resolution. So here's our event card. The first one we're going to do is this one. If a Xyrian is on the map, resolve 1 Xyrian activation. Add the Xyrian token to the bag. If there are more than 1 Xyrian in any room, replace the least injured one with a trace token. All right, let me see. Wait, what? If there are more than 1 Xyrian in a room, okay, there's not. There's only 1 in all of them. They only have 1. So I put this to the side. We don't have anything we have to do. Oh, we do have to put the token back in the bag. So we're going to put the token back in the bag. That goes right in there. Then we're going to draw an activation card. So let's give these a good old truffle shuffle, even though I already did. We're going to shuffle them again just because shuffling is awesome. Then I can say truffle shuffle. All right, let's draw out our card, see what it says here. Xyrians in room with characters. Each Xyrian in a section with an oxygen attacks in their room. While there is no oxygen in the B area, each character gains a status if able. Otherwise, they gain a serious wound. Each enemy in there is dead. Other Xyrians. Xyrians move 2 times toward the landing zone. If the Xyrian is in the landing zone, remove the lander and this card from the game. Otherwise, move the lander up on the round track by 1 for each Xyrian in the landing zone. What? Shuffle this card back in the activation zone. What is this? If a Xyrian... Oh, wow. The first thing that's going to happen is this person is going to take a status card. There are 3 status cards. Hopefully they're not too bad. I have no idea what these are. We're just going to mix these up a little bit, and we're going to grab this one. This hopefully says all peaceful, everybody loves me. Entangled. Place this card near your character board. You cannot move or be moved in any way. To discard the entangled status as an action, discard 2 cards and lose 2 health, or play a demolition card. Do not resolve the standard effect of that card. Barf. All right, so I get that. That's awesome. That's the first one here. I get a status card. Okay, wow, okay. Then the other ones are going to move to the landing zone. Now, if a Xyrian and the lander are in the landing zone, remove the lander and the card from the game. Basically, they get in our lander and fly away. Otherwise, move the lander 1 round track by 1 for each Xyrian in the landing zone. So these are going to move 1, and this one's going to move 1, 2 towards the landing zone. Now Xyrians, when they do not move into corridors like the intruders do. Oh, forgot about this guy. This guy's got to scurry out of here. He scurries out of there just like that. And I'm going to move these body tokens up 1 on this. I totally forgot to do that. We're going to move him up because he scurried out of the room. Now this goes up by 1 because there is a Xyrian in the landing area. And then move the lander up on the round track for 1 for each Xyrian landing room. So it's going up. Well, this is on round 3. I must have knocked that over. All right, there we go. We're all set. The Xyrians have done their thing. Now we go to the actual event phase. Now that their Xyrian event is done, let's see what we have found. We have found a detonation protocol. No twitchings. All enemies in corridors with the crawl mine move. I don't think I have any crawl mines out there. I do not. If 2 or more are still alive, no, ha 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 ha, there's only 1 alive. This will not happen. Place a noise token in each unexplored corridor without a noise marker. There are only 2 unexplored corridors. No, there's 3. There's 1 here, and there's also 1 all the way at the top. There's more noise markers on the board than are in my contraption that can hold the noise markers. All right, there we go. That is done. Our event phase has concluded. We'll move into our intruder bag development phase and see what we have found. We're going to grab that token right here, a twitchling token. So it says here, bag development, activate all twitchlings and place 1 twitchling in the hibernatorium. This twitchling is going to move into this corridor and bust open this door, attempting to move into that room over there. Well, I think it just goes in the corridor. It'll bust through that here in a second. I do have to put a twitchling, though, into the hibernatorium, so let's place it right up there. Our recon specialist is going to grab our first player token, shuffle up his cards, because he's going to draw 5. He's got himself his rest card, and let's see what else he can find himself with. Hopefully some good stuff so we can find that nest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. We got a total of 5 cards, 4 new ones. We got shoot first, take aim, secure, and search. Our enhancement expert is not going anywhere. She got her rest card. That's kind of funny. And all right, we'll shuffle these up. Why is that funny? Because they both got their rest card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 new cards. Let's see what we have found. We have found demolition. We've got our contamination card. That's awesome. Chain of command and search. And I think I can use my demolition card, to get rid of the thing. I'm going to use my rest card for our recon to move. He's moving along. I need to find this other place. I need to find it bad. Let's draw an exploration card and see what has happened. Wow, we got stuff everywhere and it's broken. All right. Close all doors and remove this card from the game. Okay, good. There is going to be no noise, which is half the battle. And I have to find a question mark. Well, that's not going to be the nest. The nest is never a question mark. We have found the experimental military lab. Gain any number of military items or draw 2 random support equipment. You may keep 1 and then discard the other. That's kind of cool. All right, then I got to put corridors everywhere. We got 4 corridors to place for this room. The first one is going to be, well, it said 3, 4, but there's actually only going to be 3. There's going to be 1 down here. There's going to be 1 over here, and there's going to be 1 up here. So we got 4 new corridors for this particular area. I'm going to move down here, and then we're going to place down noise markers. We have 1 here, here, here. Now, since there's already a noise marker here, nothing is going to happen. I'm not going to be placing a second noise marker. That's going to be the end. Oh, this thing's broken, so I can't even use the military lab room. That's awesome. I'm going to remove this card from the game. There is no computer, so I can't put down one of those new, the cultists. That's the first action. The second action is I'm actually going to send my drone with shoot first. I am going to use my drone to go exploring, resolve an exploration sequence for a neighboring room without moving there. Do not resolve the entrance effect. I'm going to move it, send the drone up there. That way, if it's not up there, I can just start continuing down this direction. We have found, that's kind of funny, it is a dead end. I do not resolve any of this. Well, no, I lied. I resolve some of it. We're going to put an A, B, or C. We're going to put our C up there. It is the life support control room. We need to go to that right now. All right, we need to get in there right away. We're going to put that here. It's connecting to the map up there, which I really, really love the way this works. And it actually works very well. It connects perfectly when you get everything in there. There is no computer in that room. And then there is life support in section C. Okay, good. I do not resolve the entrance effect, right? It says resolve the exploration card with neighboring room. There, do not resolve the entrance effect. So I'm not going to resolve the entrance effect. This is only one use only, so I am going to discard this. And I do know that I need to go up to that room because I need to turn the oxygen on. He's almost out of oxygen. He is at 0 right now. All right, that's the end of this card. We're going to discard this card, and that's the end of his 2 actions. Meanwhile, over in Xyrian Nation here, we're going to do a couple things. First, we're going to use that demolition card. We're going to discard our demolition card in order to discard our entangled card. Play a demolition card. Do not resolve the standard effect of this card to remove this. So I'm going to remove that status from there. All right, we'll discard that card. Next, we're going to use another card. I'm going to use my chain of command card. Let's use my chain of command card. I'm going to discard my chain of command card in order to grab this available allegiance. So we're going to activate this card here. Discard available allegiance token and gain this card. You cannot use your weapons against the Xyrians. When resolving the other Xyrians, part of the activation, they ignore you. When you're in a room with a Xyrian, you may perform the following action. Discard a card and an item to resolve one Xyrian activation. Xyrians ignore you completely during this activation. That's fantastic. So she's now allied with them. That's sweet. Some things to note, though, about the Xyrians in case you come across them on your own. Characters treat them as intruders. Of course, now that we're aligned, we have a little bit different. Characters in rooms with Xyrians are not in combat, so I could freely move out of that room. I can't place any of these tokens there while the Xyrian is there, and Xyrians never make opportunity attacks. Injured Xyrians. When you would kill a Xyrian without the injured token, you place the injured token on them, which is right here. These are the injured tokens. Once the injured token is there, if you hit it again, resolving action, do not activate Xyrians with the injured token. Instead, discard the token. So you really have to pound on these things. If you do actually hit them when they're injured, they die, and then you flip this over to the Xyrian item, which then you can maybe pick up. There are 3 Xyrian items, and lucky for us, there's 3 Xyrians on the board, but now we're allied, we're not going to be shooting any of them. Xyrians, like I said, move between rooms. They ignore doors and the secure tokens, and whenever they move through a corridor with intruders in it, they will take out the most powerful intruder as they walk through. But those are her 2 actions. She is done. She's going to tick her oxygen down to 4. So she's getting close to the end of her oxygen life. And we're going to move back up here. And lucky for us, I've got exactly what I need. I'm going to spend 1 card to move, and I'm going to spend 2 cards to activate the oxygen as long as the die does not cause me sadness and pain. As long as it's not a 1, we should be fine. It's a 3. There is nothing around there that's a 3. So I'm going to activate the life support in the room in section C. So now he's no longer taking oxygen damage. Now, since she's aligned with these, I'm not too worried about running around with them around me. Instead, I am going to, I could search. And if I could search, then I could use an action and a card to make the Xyrians do stuff. That might not be bad. But for right now, we are going to move back to section A, so I'm not taking any more oxygen issues. But look at all that noise. There's so much noise. If I roll a 1 or a 3, I'm in big trouble. Oh, you only live once. I'm going to spend my rest card. Oh, I could use my rest card. Why don't I just use my rest card and get rid of my contamination card? Nah, I like living on the edge. We're going to keep that contamination card. I'm going to use, I have 2 cards left. I'm going to use my rest card to move up here, and then I'm going to roll for noise. Let's see what we get. We got a 2. Oh, the 2 is not bad. It's just one of the only places in the entire village that does not have an oxygen or a token. Oh my gosh, look at all this. There's only 1, 2, 3 corridors that do not have noise tokens in this entire place. Out of control. I think at this time I am going to use my search card, and I'm going to search for something. I'm going to grab a medical and a regular item and see what we found. We found an oxygen tank. I can use this for free immediately after gaining it. Gain 3 or gain an oxygen token, or else I can use this. Emergency life support codes. Use only once. Only in room with the computer without a damage. Flip any section on. Oh my gosh, we're taking that. That's going to be awesome. All right, we're going to get rid of the other item. Wow, these items in this game are so good. I forget how good they are compared to the original Nemesis games. I mean, every card has been I just don't know which one to take. Okay, that's it. She has done 2 actions. Both my characters are going to pass. They don't have to worry about taking oxygen damage because one is in section A and the other one's in section C, and the oxygen is on in both places. Our Twitchlings are going to move. Quarter 02, 03, it's going to go to 02, the lowest number. And this one's going to smash through the door. At this point, we'll now resolve our event card, which of course starts with our Xyrians, which will resolve 1 Xyrian activation. Let's see what our Xyrians do this time. We have found Xyrians in room with characters. No, each Xyrian attacks in their room. Okay, nope, not gonna happen. Other Xyrians. Xyrians move toward the closest person. Each enemy in a room with a Xyrian is dealt critical damage. Each Xyrian in a room with a queen is dealt damage. Oh my gosh, that'd be so good. All right, so they're just gonna move towards me, which is pretty funny because now I've got 3 Xyrians in 1 room. They're all just going to be hanging out. I guess we're having a party. We now have to activate our event card. Let's see what we have found. Extermination protocol, no Twitchlings moves. All enemies in corridors with the slicers move. Then all enemies in every room move. There are none. All right, if 1 or more are still alive, yes, place them in each room with nothing's gonna happen. Place a noise in each unexplored corridor without a noise. Well, that's that's not existing. Except for here, I think I should remove this token because the enemy went in there. Again, I could be wrong about that. If I am, please let me know. We get to draw 5 cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for our first player. I forgot to move our marker down last time. We are going into round 5 this time. We have slower metabolism. We have adrenaline boost, takeover, neural connection, and repairs. Our recon is going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He gets sprint, repairs, scouting, chain of command, and his contamination card. Okay, since we are aligned with the Xyrians, I can spend 1 card, action card, and item to resolve 1 Xyrian activation. And I think we're going to do that. I know I was hoping to save this and I could use this right now to flip on the oxygen in B, and we'd have oxygen in every single section of the thing here. But really, all we do is find that nest and go to this spot right here, and we have succeeded in all of our objectives. So let's give this to one of the Xyrians, because otherwise if the Xyrians activate and they're all in that room, we're going to remove one of them and place a trace token down, if I remember right. According to this card, it says if any Xyrians are on the map, resolve an activation. Oh wait, sorry, it's the top part of it. If there are more than 1 Xyrians in any room, replace the least injured one with a trace token. Oh, I think I should have done that at the end of this round. If any are on the map, resolve 1 activation, add a Xyrian token to the bag, and yes, so I should have done that. I should have removed this guy from there and placed a trace token down. So that's how that should have resolved, I believe. Again, if I'm wrong, let me know, but I think that you go in order here. So you do if the Xyrian, you resolve the activation, then if there is, then that happens. Okay, I might have missed that, and I might have been a subtitle. All right. Gotta love those subtitles. I think I will still use my neural connection and my item as my action to make one of these Xyrians, or make the Xyrians activate. And when they activate, they are going to ignore me. The card states, let's see here, each Xyrian in a section with an oxygen marker on attacks in their room. There isn't anything. Other Xyrians. If the queen is on the map, Xyrians move 2 towards the queen. Otherwise, they move 2 towards the closest person. Each Xyrian attacks in their room. Each character gains a status. If able, nope, nope, nope. If the queen, nope. Okay, so nothing's going to happen. Dang it. Okay, I was really hoping they'd do something cool, but they didn't. All right, instead I'm going to spend 1 action to move. That's my first action to do that. Then I'm going to spend takeover to move. Sadly, none of my cards that work for the bioenhancement expert to make my other character do anything because he's not in the same section as me. I have to make a noise roll. This is going to be tragic. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. All the numbers are there. 4. This one right here is going to activate. We're going to discard this token, draw a token out of the bag, and see what has befallen our wonderful dude up there. Oh, we found the Xyrian token again. Wait, I'm going to have to activate them again? Okay, that's good. According to this, in theory, this thing, I think, goes back. It says it goes back in the bag according to the card. If I'm wrong about that, please let me know. But I have to draw a Xyrian activation. Let's see what happens here. If they're in a room, they attack, the characters won't do anything to, enemies won't do anything to. Xyrians move 2 toward the landing zone. Place a fire in the last room each Xyrian entered. Oh boy. Now, if any Xyrians are on the landing zone, discard all tactical gear tokens from there. Each enemy in a room with a Xyrian is dealt damage. Well, this is terrible. All right, so I'm going to put a fire token in here. That's awesome. They're going to move over to here. They're going to discard all of my stuff. This is all gone. All of it goes bye-bye. That's horrible. You don't need this much stuff. Come on, I just gave you something. I just gave you a life support system thing. Come on, all that goes away. That's ridiculous. Oh, that was horrible. And this person turns into another Xyrian. This guy comes back. This guy comes back right there in the room with fire. And I'm going to discard this from the bag, and I don't ever want them to activate again now that I saw that. Okay, those are my 2 actions for this turn. I'm in a spot with life support, so I do not take any damage. I should say I don't take any oxygen damage more than anything else. I'm going to sprint. This is going to be awesome. Watch this. I'm going to sprint, move. Then you may spend 1 oxygen to move again. So we're going to move. We're going to move right there. We're going to roll a die. This is going to be bad. We got a 2. Oh, right where I want to go. We're going to put some people there. Let's draw it in here. Guess what's not in there? The Xyrian token. We have found ourselves, it looks like a slasher and a crawl mine. Good news. I have removed both of their ability to do anything to me, but I still don't think I'm going to go that direction. I'm going to sprint by using 1 oxygen, meaning now I am suffocating for our character. But that's okay because I'm in a section with oxygen. And so it does say right here, discard this token when you gain oxygen or end a turn in a section with oxygen. So we're going to move down here, which should end me in a room with oxygen. Let's draw our next exploration card. We have found, what's this? This one says, place stuff everywhere. Okay, I get to put an A, B, or C. Let's put C. We found the nest. Okay, fantastic. Okay, now you cannot secure it and it cannot be disabled. Take or destroy 1 egg. That is what I can do in this room. I do have to place a, what do you call these things? Corridors. There's a corridor. This corridor is going to go in this direction. And I have another corridor actually going off in that direction too, which is kind of cool. This is going to go right here. I'm going to place this character here. I'm going to put a noise token here. And I'm going to place some bad guys in this corridor right here. We're going to place 2 slashers or slicers. And we're also going to place a twitchling right here as well. Okay, that's good. At this point, I am going to use my second action of Chain of Command and Repairs. I'm going to discard both of those to be able to burst into this corridor. And I'm going to use my super fancy die by spending an extra card. Hopefully this does good. We're going to roll our die and see what happens here. 4! I got 4! Blew these guys up. Oh, boom, boom, boom. I love you, die. That die is so much better than these vile purple dies that roll 1s. Look, there's 1s everywhere. Oh my gosh, I hate those dice. He's going to end his 2 actions, and I'm going to discard the suffocation token because he does not need that anymore because he's in a room with a section with oxygen. Moving over to here, I am going to use my slower metabolism. I'm going to spend that card to move over here. Let's draw our exploration deck. Our exploration deck is all in the discard, so we're going to shuffle this up again. We're going to give it a good old truffle shuffle and see which one we found. Make sure they're all, yep, they're all like that. Okay, there we go. And here we go. We have found this one. Okay, we're going to put that down right there and put in what we need. We have an A, B, or C. There is A, B's, and C's for section B. So we're going to give these a little shuffle here. We're going to grab this one. Hopefully it's not on fire. We found a life support section. That's actually pretty hilarious. We're going to put it, oh, it is on fire. It's on fire. I already knew it was on fire. That's pretty funny. Okay, then we're going to put some corridors down. The only corridor we're going to do is we're going to put the corridor going in this direction right here. This direction, oops, not 0, it would be awesome. It's going to be right there. There is a noise token in there because there's a noise token everywhere in this place. This whole place is noisy. And is there a computer in here? No, there's not. Then I have to make a noise roll. Let's roll for noise and see what we have found. Oops, here we go. Take our noise and roll it up. We got a 2. That's, oh boy, that's here, here, and this thing moves in. That's awesome. We'll start up here for seeing what is in the corridors. We have a lot of stuff going on here. We have 2 slashers and a crawl mine. Let's put 2 slashers up there and a crawl mine. And I have neutered all of those particular enemies. We'll draw the 1 token out of the bag for, oops, I drew 2 tokens. I can't have 2 tokens. We'll draw the other token here. Whoop, I drew 2 again. Wow, I'm amazing. I can draw multiple double tokens. All right, what do we find here? We found a Twitchling and an Ironclad. So we'll put the Twitchling here, and then we'll put the Ironclad right there. And that is my first action to move over there. When that Twitchling did add into the room, I have to take a contamination card. So we'll stick this into our discard pile. Now I have to decide if I want to run from that room, meaning it'll be another contamination card, or do I want to stay there and burn? I think I'm going to run. It's not going to be fun. I'm going to use my repairs card to move away. I'm going to take an attack of opportunity from that Twitchling. It's going to make me take another contamination card. That's fantastic. That's her 2 actions. She is done. And he is going to pass. And when I do pass, I am going to discard my contamination card. I don't really have, I need to spend 2 action cards in order to grab an egg. Now when I moved over here, I did forget to roll for noise. I do have to do that. 2 is right here, so I'm going to remove the noise from this room, and more dudes are coming. Let's reach into our death bag and see what we have found. We have found ourselves a bunch of guys. We found 2 of those fire spitters, and I didn't get rid of the fire spitters yet, and a slasher. All right, these are going to be right there. Yuck. I haven't gotten rid of that one yet. It's the only one that's still working right now, or I should say, the only one that still has their ability card other than the Twitchlings. But I am going to discard, or I'm going to use this one to spend an auction to draw 2 cards. So I'm going to go down to 3 auction, but totally fine. I'm in a room with auction to draw 2 cards. I've drawn Secure as one of my cards, and then we'll shuffle our deck up and get another card. We have also grabbed a Search card, which is awesome. All right, we're going to use those cards then. That was my first action. My second action is I am going to spend my Search card to be able to shoot these guys. I'm going to burst into there using my Gatling gun, using half the ammo. We're down to half an ammo with our Gatling gun. We're going to blow them into the corridor. We got 1. Of course we got a 1. We're going to shoot again. We're going to blow them up again. Oh, I got a 4. Now, I don't think that's very good. I have to place a broken token on my weapon. And I'm going to take 2 damage from these guys coming at me here. 1, but I did get all these guys dead, which is fantastic. We'll kill them all. Fantastic. But I'm going to take 2 from that attack, and then I'm actually going to take 1 more because I only got a 1 on my first attack, which would have gotten rid of one of my fire spitters. Then I get to burst again without using ammo, so I would have shot at him again, and they would have hit me again, which would have been sweet. And now my gun's broken, and I don't have any way to fix it because I don't have a repair card. So I think I'm just going to pass with her, and at this point, we're going to move into the activation. There is nobody attacking me. This guy's on fire. I have to figure out what to do about that, but here we're going to move this Twitchling off the board. This one is going to move over here, and I think that's the only Twitchlings we have. Though when that Twitchling moved off the board, these are all going to move up 1, and this one is going to reach the 5, which means it is now going to flip over, and we're going to place it in the leftmost spot. And by left, I mean right, and it's going to flip over, meaning this person now has extra health, and now I get to put my first queen token into the bag, and I'll tell you right now, there's not many tokens in that bag. At this point, we're going to move into the exploration phase, which means this card triggers. We're going to place this token back into the bag. And then if there are more than 1 Xyrians in a room, replace one with a, well, first resolve 1 activation. So we're going to resolve an activation. This says Xyrians in rooms with characters, none. Then it says other Xyrians. Each Xyrian in a room with bad guys are dealt, kill it. Xyrians move to the closest person. Each Xyrian attacks in their room. If it's a character, it gains a status. Otherwise, they lose 2. Each enemy is dealt damage. Okay, well, none of that's really going to matter, except they are all going to move towards me, which is something else. So these are all going to move up here, and if we're in a room with more than 1 Xyrian, one's going to disappear, and we're going to put a trace marker down right there. All right, another trace marker, and then now I put that token into the bag. That is the end of the Xyrians. Now we're going to draw our actual event. We have Fire Breath. This is no good. What's this? All enemies in corridors with ironclads are going to move. Then all enemies in rooms move. Each room with a fire spreads to a neighboring room section with fire. Oh, really? Oh, but B doesn't have any, it's not on. Oh, but A is. That's no good. A's gonna, okay. Each room with a fire marker spreads fire to neighboring rooms in room section with fire. If 4 or more are still alive, no. There are not 4 more, but there is a lot of fire being spread around. There's going to be one here, and one here. That's no good. I don't have to spread this fire because there is no oxygen in there. There are only, oh, what's this? Oh, this is also, there's also another one in B. There's 2 in B. I've got 3 left. I got 3 fire tokens left. Now we have to resolve the bag. So we're going to draw each into our bag and draw out a tip. We found this. This is just going to mean put 2 twitchlings in the bag. So we'll take 2 twitchling tokens and drop them right into the bag. I'm going to move this down. I have a tendency to forget that when I'm doing this particular faction because it kind of comes after I draw my cards. So I wish they would have made that happen before you draw your cards, because I have a tendency to forget. Our scout is going to go first. He's going to grab the first player token and draw 1, 2. There we go. I got 2 cards. Keep on going here. Now, interestingly enough, even though if I get this egg, I've got to still get off this place. And I don't know how I'm going to do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because remember, I could have to take the lander. Okay, I got 5 cards. Thank goodness. And the lander's a long time from coming, but I could go to sleep in the hibernatorium, or we could use the escape shuttle as well. She'll draw 4 new cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. She has found a contamination card and some other fun. Okay, he's going to spend 2 cards to grab the egg. That's the plan. We're going to use our rest and our demolition card here. No, I might keep the demolition. Rest and scouting. Oh, I want to keep the scouting. Rest and shoot first. Make up your mind, Barrett. Rest and shoot first. So we're going to get rid of both of those to draw or to gain an egg from this place. So now I have an egg. We're going to put that on his character. Oh, I've got to discard something. I'm going to discard the fire extinguisher because the egg is considered a heavy object, so it does have to go into my left hand or right hand. And now I'm going to use my scouting card to move up to here and hopefully roll something not too bad. Let's see what happens. Roll my noise die, and we got ourselves a 4. There is no 4. 1, 3, 1, 2. Oh, that's so lucky. Okay, that's 2 actions. He is done. Oh, you know what I could have done? I could move cautiously to a discarded room with this card. So we're totally going to do that instead, meaning I can put a secure token there. That's awesome. Okay, I think she is going to attempt to get somewhere. Oh, I think this twitchling, I don't think I moved it. That twitchling's supposed to move there. I'm going to try to get her up and around. I think that's going to be our plan here. We're going to spend a couple cards to move. Do I have a... No, I do not. I'm going to spend takeover to move 1. I'm going to move up to here. Then I'm going to roll for noise when I move up there. I wonder if I should move cautiously. It might not be a bad idea. Yeah, I'll risk it. Let's see what we get. We got a cocked die. We got a 4. There's no 4 again. Got super lucky. All right, we're going to use slower metabolism. We're going to spend that card. Should we? Yeah, that's fine. We're going to spend that card. And we're going to move over to the hibernatorium. We're going to roll for noise over here. This could ruin my day. Let's see how this goes. Let's roll it up. I got a 3. 1, 2, 3. 3 right here. That's awesome. All right. We're going to draw a token out of the bag and see what we have found. Hopefully not the mother brain, or it's going to be a short trip to Albuquerque here. We have found a twitchling. That means there's going to be a twitchling and a slicer in this room. There we go. Slicer and a twitchling in that corridor. Fantastic. Those are her 2 actions. She is going to lose 1 oxygen. She's in an area without oxygen. She's down to 2. Here we go. He is going to spend 1 card to move. He's going to spend his taking aim to move up to here, which that's all he's going to be able to do. He's just going to pass after that, but he does have to roll for noise. So let's see what befalls him. Hopefully he gets nothing that meant, oh, that's going to be super bad. All right, we're going to draw a token out of the bag and see what's in that room with him. Hopefully nothing too bad. We have found the queen. Oh no, oh, he was so close. The queen is in his room. He was waiting for him. Oh my gosh, this is super cool. Oh, these things are smarter than we are. They knew what our objectives were. And it's like, oh, I know where he's going now that he's got an egg. He's going to run for the escape shuttle. Oh my gosh, he's in so much trouble. And this token does go back into the bag. It never gets discarded. So we'll put that back in the bag. I think he's going to not do the smartest plan. He's going to run. He's going to use his demolition card to get out of there and go over here. Oh, he has no oxygen. Oh, that's okay. He's going to move over to here. I think I've got a plan. It's very bad. It's a very, very bad plan. But we're going to do it anyway. Now, when I leave, this queen gets an attack of opportunity. So we're going to check to see what the thing does. We have an attack. It has 1, lose 1 health and 1 health more for each absorbed body token. If you have 2 or fewer serious wounds, gain a serious wound. Oh my goodness, that's just brutal. Okay, it sounded a lot worse than it was. I thought this was going to be a lot worse than it is. So here's what's going to happen. We're going to lose one, then we're going to lose one for each body token. So that means we lost 2 wounds. Now we have to draw a serious wound since if you have 2 or fewer serious wounds, gain a serious wound. So I'm going to grab a serious wound. We have what says bleeding. Whenever you pass, lose 1 health. Oh, that's barfy. All right, he's going to go to injured though because we're going to slide this under here. I got to fix that. I got to fix a lot of things. Oh, this thing just went sideways super fast. It's one of my favorite parts about this game. The recon specialist does have to pass, and so does my bio enhancement expert, who only has 1 oxygen left. And when he passes, he is going to start suffocating, which is going to be no good. Whenever you pass, and he's passing, so he's going to take 1 point of damage because of the bleeding. Now, before she passes, she should have 2 left. I am going to spend 2 cards. I'm going to spend 2 cards. One is to trade, and the other one is to use my thing here to gain back. So I should be at 2, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 to 5. Then I'm going to, after my 2 actions and my pass action, I'm going to be at 3 oxygen. I'm going to trade. I'm going to trade for this. I want this egg. I'm going to drop the Gatling gun on the, I'm going to give him the Gatling gun. You can have the Gatling gun. Here you go. It doesn't work. You can have it. Broken gun. Joke's on you. I got the better deal. Now I'm at 3. All right. And she's still aligned. I think there is a small chance this is going to work out. Okay. The end of our turn now, the Twitchlings are going to activate. These 2 are going to leave the board. We're going to move our tokens up, which means now this one has crossed, and this is going to go up into the area where the rest of those are. We'll move our red token down 1, so our queen has even more health. We are going to place this token into the bag. At this point, we're done with the Twitchling activation and the activation for our enemies. There's nothing to fight. So we're going to activate the Xyrians. We're going to draw our next Xyrian activation card. It says here, Xyrians in room with people. No, Xyrians. Move toward the closest people. Each Xyrian attacks in their room. Each person takes 2 damage, and each enemy is dealt lethal damage. Discard all secure tokens in room with Xyrians and all neighboring rooms. Fantastic. Joke's on them, there aren't any. So these guys are going to move 2, 1, 2 up to here. This is going to be super funny. They're going to run in here and we'll say, hey, how's it going? It's good to see you guys. And then they proceed to shoot this guy. 1, 2, 1, 2. He's 1 away from death. No, don't shoot the recon specialist. He's my friend. Well, I got the egg. I guess it's okay. Co-op? Semi-co-op? I think that's a better way to play. Now, if there are more than 1 in a room, they are going to remove 1, and we're going to place down a new token there, a new trace token. I can't believe our poor recon just got annihilated. At this point, we'll draw our real event action here, and we have Oxygen Absorption Protocol. No one's going to move except for, oh, the Ironclads move. Oh, I forgot to move the Ironclads last time. Well, you know what? They're so far away. It's not the end. Oh, no, there's an Ironclad right here. I forgot he should have moved up. So now he should move into this corridor. He should have moved up last turn. There's 2 Ironclads down at the bottom of the board. They should both be slowly moving towards me as well. And there's also a Twitchling. He should move. I forgot about the bottom of the board. I apologize. I know you didn't see it, but that's okay. Let's see here. Then it says, if there's 5 are still alive. There are not 5 still alive. Ha ha ha. Shuffle this card back into the deck. All right, we'll shuffle our event deck again. So we'll give this a good old little truffle shuffle here so we have it all nice and shuffled up. There we go. All right, put it back down over here. We'll move into the bag development stage. And since the queen is on the map, we are going to use this side. So we'll shuffle up our bag a little bit and see what we draw. We do the blank token. Add 2 random adults to the token pool. All right, we grab 2 random adults, throw them in there. We put our blank token back in. I'm going to move our turn marker to 7 just for now, even though that's supposed to be done after I draw my cards. She's going to be the first player at this point. I'm going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards for her. She's got 1 contamination cards and a lot of fun. This guy's super dead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't even care. You're super dead. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I am going to spend 2 cards, Chain of Command, and I'm going to spend my Demolition card. We're going to spend both those cards. That's fantastic. We're going to burst twice, so I'm just going to discard 1 of my ammo, leaving 1 ammo left in my personal defense weapon. And I can't roll less than a 1 to blow these guys up. So these guys are both going to die. We're going to get rid of both those guys. Super dead. That's the end of her 2 actions. She's going to go down to 2 oxygen. Now, sadly, my recon specialist, who's just all dead, there's nothing he can do. He's just going to use this Chain of Command card to just move. He's going to move. He's got a plan. His move is sacrifice himself for the good of all Rylands. There we go. Little last Starfighter action going on. And he's in a room, in a section with oxygen, so he is not going to, he gets to discard his suffocation token, which is kind of nice. And then he's going to shoot the queen. He's going to use a search card to shoot the queen. Boom, 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 boom. He's going to spend his gun. He doesn't have to spend any ammo to shoot the queen. The queen takes a damage. Fantastic. Oh, I don't even count it there. We're going to track it up here. This queen takes 1 damage there. Let's see if that kills it. Oh, what do you know? It doesn't. Oh, maybe I'll get a critical hit on the head. I did not. I got a 4. All right, so this thing's not dead. Oh, okay, no big deal. Those are his 2 actions. All right, here we go. It's all going to come down to this roll. Our bioenhancement engineer expert has 2 cards left that she can use. She's going to use both those cards to activate this room. I have to roll a noise roll. Let's see what happens. I got a 2. I'm going to place noise in that place, and I'm going to be able to jump into the hibernatorium and completely put myself out of my misery. I am 100% super good. That's the end of her turn. She's going to pass. She's got nothing else she can do. She has done it. She has done it. Meanwhile, back over in Queen Deadville here, this guy is going to... Oh, I probably didn't need to do it. He could have probably survived. Well, it's too late for him now. I just sacrificed him for no reason. The poor recon specialist, I'm such a bad player. Oh no, he's dead. Yeah, he's going to pass, and with his passing, it's going to kill him. He is going to go from heavily injured to dead because of his bleeding card, and that's it. I never thought about that. He could have jumped in the hibernatorium, or the hibernatorium as well. It didn't have to just be her, but he would just have to wait till it was his turn, but he wouldn't be able... Okay, anyway, that was bad, Barrett. You killed your recon specialist. Your recon guy died because of you. Now, I'm not completely out of the woods yet. I still have to win, which means I have to perform a infection procedure. So at this point, I am going to scan all of my infection cards. There's 1. I think he only has 1. Oh my gosh, she's got a lot of them. She's got 3 contamination cards. Okay, I have to check to see if any of these have infected on them. This one does not, even though I know you can't read them. I apologize. This red revealer isn't the greatest on camera. This one is not. All right, and this last one is... Oh no, it says it right up here at the top. I think you can read it. Infected. All right, so she does have 1 infected card. Now, interestingly enough, this particular one doesn't have larva, but I still believe I go through this procedure. And it does say when you win, you have to you draw all your cards into your hand and then perform the infection procedure. So these 2 are gone. They're not there, but this one is. Now I believe I'm going to have to place all contamination cards in your hand on top of your discard pile. More on contamination. Okay, so then I think I'm going to have to shuffle my entire deck here. We're going to shuffle it up and we're going to draw it out. And if I draw that contamination card, I did not win. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. Woo, 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 woo. And there you have it. That was Nemesis Retaliation with the Neoflesh expansion along with the Xyrians. The Xyrians were pretty cool. They kind of jumped around, and first they did something bad, they did something good, and then did something bad, and then I could see them doing a lot of things for you if you're in rooms with bad guys. And I've only saw a few of the cards, so I don't know exactly how it's all going to pan out in the end. But there you go. I hope you enjoyed the playthrough. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell symbol so you know when more content comes out for Nemesis. There is some more Nemesis action coming soon. Also, please feel free to leave anything in the comments section below. I would love to hear from everyone. If you're interested in supporting the channel, the link to our Patreon is also found in the description of this video. You can join the Patreon, and if you do, you get a few perks. One of them is you get to watch our playthroughs. Call them my playthrough, usually about a day or 2 ahead of time without commercial interruptions. Those that have joined the Patreon are shown here on the screen. Thank you so much for your patronage. It means the world to me. The perks that another Patreon perk is that they also get a chance to help us affect the game. As I said earlier, they chose this character and my recon to play in our latest Nemesis Retaliation game. If you are looking for some other great Nemesis Retaliation content, please check out Dicing with Death. The link to their channel is in the description of this video. And I'm super pumped. I wasn't able to take anything out. The queen popped on the board and pretty much killed the recon specialist single-handedly. But I was able to make it through this particular version of the game. Adding in that special die did definitely help a couple times. Without it, I don't think I would have bursted as well because I normally just roll 1s on the dice. So there you have it. That was Nemesis Retaliation. Thank you so much for watching. And if you're excited to see what Colin and I have coming up, then I need you to meet me at the table.